Good afternoon. I'm Heather Skold.
And I'm Rob Namnum.
And I'm Bart Bedsole, live in Denver for the federal sentencing of Club Q shooter Anderson Aldrich. I beg you, Judge, please kill him, eat rat poison, and go to hell. Those are some of the statements made today at the federal courthouse from survivors of the Club Q shooting and from relatives of the victims. Yes, Anderson Aldrich is already serving life in prison for the state charges that he pleaded guilty to last year, murder and attempted murder. But there are also charges that only exist in the federal system, like hate crimes and certain firearms offenses, which is what led the federal authorities to put their own case together and what led to today's plea agreement and sentencing of 55 additional life sentences, as well as another 190 years in prison. Anderson Aldrich appeared exactly the same this week as he did when his last prison photo was taken, pale with a nearly shaved head covered in scars from the beating he took from patrons back on November 19th, 2022. The federal investigation revealed much of what the state case did last year, that Anderson Aldrich spent $9,000 in weapons-related purchases from at least 56 different vendors between September 2020 and the day of the attack. And the defendant apparently intended to live stream the attack using an iPhone affixed to the hat that the defendant was wearing. Even before the hearing this week, both sides had already reached a plea agreement, but the judge wouldn't approve it before hearing from those impacted by the tragedy. Nearly everyone who spoke said they wish Aldrich could receive the death penalty. Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clarke wouldn't comment on the internal discussions to not seek the death penalty, but feels the sentence was strong.
We are pleased with the severe sentence issued by the court today, 55 consecutive life sentences plus an additional 190 years with no possibility of parole.
Relief.
Shooting survivor Ed Sanders says he feels the closure that follows this final guilty plea will allow the victims and survivors to move on.
This should be the end of it, hopefully, but I guess it'll never end for us.
It felt like the last chapter of a book. It's done now. Very final.
It's our heartfelt desire that the conclusion of this legal journey will mark a notable milestone in the path toward continued healing for all those affected by this unconscionable tragedy.
Now, despite this new federal sentence, he will not be turned over to the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Aldrich will instead remain within the Colorado Department of Corrections, although currently he is actually being housed in a facility out of state in Wyoming. The only thing Aldrich said in court today was, "Yes, Your Honor," "No, Your Honor," and listing out a large number of medications that Aldrich is currently receiving at that prison facility. He opted not to give any type of statement when given the opportunity to address the court or the victims, but Aldrich did nod while a number of victims were giving their statements, some of them looking directly at him. That nodding, not necessarily an apology for ruining so many lives or anything close to it, but if anything, an acknowledgement that he is responsible for all that. Live in Denver, Bart Bedsole, KRDO 13.
The final chapter in a very tragic story. Bart, thank you.